I'm Paul Hans, taking you through this. Alongside me, Richard Prowse.
And Wong Chung-Ting, just like shortly to talk about the style of Wong Chung-Ting, like penhold player with the backhand reverse. He's very, very good with his backhand reverse. We will see this throughout the match, especially with his backhand flick, and after when it's coming to the backhand, he's using very, very often the reverse. On the other hand, Paul DRINKHALL, very, very aggressive player, ready to play very fast forehand topspins, especially when he was able to stepping around and playing forehand from backhand side. So I'm also expecting an interesting match. Now it's 2-1 for Paul DRINKHALL. Nicely start, very, very good. 2 times down the line. Wong Chung-Ting was a bit too far away. Good start from Paul DRINKHALL, who's not playing too fast right now. Very, very good placement of the ball so far.
I think he's really got his work cut out this evening. I do, because I watched Wong Chung-Ting in the mixed doubles earlier. I know perhaps it's okay, you could say it's only mixed doubles, but he was superb. They had a really good win to beat the 4th seeds in Kokiniwa and Hirano, his partner, the Japanese duo. And he was very, very fast and very keen on his feet, good intensity, and created some wonderful angles and a lot of power as well with his penhold grip.
So nice return with his backhand reverse flick down the line. Really was surprising Paul DRINKHALL. You see there who Paul, he was ready to just like turning around there and just like catch it in the last moment, and then just simply miss it. And then instead of maybe 4-3, 5-3 for Wong Chung-Ting, it's 5-3 for Paul DRINKHALL. That's how fast table tennis is changing and switching. And so far Paul DRINKHALL has lots of troubles in receiving the service of Wong Chung-Ting. He's doing the placement very often, short in forehand of Paul DRINKHALL. Very good, nicely executed, and especially this backhand down the line,
terrific redirection.
The table, exactly. Yeah. And then Paul DRINKHALL again, when he was coming this spin-spin situation, was the first to switch down the line again. That's textbook play.
Good short game from DRINKHALL. Just keeping his nose in front here. Wong 3 points adrift.
Again, this reverse, usually this reverse flip is coming quite often. Most of the players, they're using it cross-court, and now it's already the 2nd time Wong Chung-Ting is able to produce this reverse flick in the deep forehand of Paul DRINKHALL, where he's actually a little bit late to my point of view.
Well, I've said how DRINKHALL's off a career high. Wong Chung-Ting is having a stratospheric year as well. Just a year ago, he was outside the top 100. Now he's up to world-ranked 18th and 16th seed here, and that's exactly how.
Now it's first time where Wong Chung-Ting was ready to step around. It's still the troubles of receiving the service of Wong Chung-Ting, right? That's the problem Paul DRINKHALL has to solve. Good flick there. This time he was ready because Wong Chung-Ting was not choosing the reverse in order to flick, but choosing the forehand in order to play short. Paul DRINKHALL was there and a very, very fast use of his wrist, giving him the 9-7 lead. Oof. I mentioned that in the beginning. This is usually the strength of Wong Chung-Ting. This backhand, this reverse backhand, as we used to know it from Wang Hao. He's able really to accelerate his backhand. Still keeps the match close. Again, the service variation, short in forehand, causes big trouble. I wonder why Paul DRINKHALL is not maybe just pushing the ball, maybe long in deep forehand and waiting on the first topspin cross, a little bit guessing, but might be an option.
So Wong draws level. in this opening game. Nothing between them, deadlock. So he has a game point on his own serve. Can he convert?
This time he have a different alternative. Just instead of flicking to the deep forehand, this time he was flicking the ball to the backhand. To my point of view, Wong Chun-Ting is using this backhand flip nearly all the time. Paul DRINKHALL has to be ready once he's playing the backhand reverse, that it's a flip coming.
So juice we go. DRINKHALL with a forehand receive error, handing momentum over to Wong Chun-Ting.
Both has to find a solution how to get the service return game a little bit with less mistakes altogether.
Well, you feel that that was stolen from DRINKHALL, who kind of almost had it in the bag, but it goes to Wong Chun-Ting, who in the end came good at the very back end of that game. Credit to him. DRINKHALL, as you say, too errant off receive of serve.
And a little bit, to my point of view, in some moments too aggressive maybe. Just like sometimes let the ball bounce, get also Wong Chun-Ting the possibility of missing a bit. Too many easy return mistakes, and sometimes he's just simply too fast with his own backhand. Let's wait and see for the second game.
So DRINKHALL might feel a little deflated after the loss of that game, having had the momentum much of the way through and then just lost it at the final hurdle.
Yeah, Wong Chun-Ting in some moments just like found the way, just like to return the service short, just put the ball on the table. And to my point of view, Paul DRINKHALL was rushing in some moments a bit too much maybe.
So DRINKHALL trailing love one in games at the start of the second game here, serving.
This game, you were mentioned that this game is very much on and off. Too many easy mistakes, quite high risk directly.
It's almost a riotous atmosphere in here at the moment. Fabulously entertaining table tennis going on throughout all 8 tables. And of course the Chinese crowd so knowledgeable and so excited right now. There's just, your eyes are cast everywhere, sort of split everywhere with so much going on. It's a real whirlwind of table tennis frenzy.
Good one with his backhand reverse, this time down the line after the flick of Paul DRINKHALL.
Well, there's 3 German players on adjacent tables to table 2 here. Franziska, he's up against Mengel. And they've also got Dima Ovcharov on the other table. Good variety from Wong, really mixing the play, changing direction well. Very deceptive as well. It seems it's tough for Paul DRINKHALL to get a read on what's happening from that dexterous wrist and that penhold Wang Hao-like grip.
Yeah, and if we compare this penhold style from Wong Chun-Ting, if you compare this penhold style from Wong Chun-Ting with Xu we saw in the morning or Wang Hao, we really find out Wong Chun-Ting is relying much more on the backhand, not turning around too much. He loves to play backhand. He's more a backhand player, which is quite unusual for a penhold player. You see, he has this swing a little bit like little Wang Hao.
Needs to eradicate some of these errors, does DRINKHALL now.
And everything is built up on this backhand flick, backhand topspin. He's really able to get this ball down the line, cross-court, all over. And Paul DRINKHALL on his side, and from his point of view, he's doing, to my point of view, the right tactic, playing as fast as possible with the backhand down the line to open the table, to make Wong Chun Ting move out of his backhand position.
Oh, vicious forehand and great preparation of the feet around the ball.
And did I say he likes to play backhand and he's weaker with forehand? Oh, he proves me more than wrong. That was good.
I had a look at him in the mixed doubles earlier today. He was phenomenal. He owned the table. Partnering Du Hoi Kem. They were really a very good combination in mixed doubles.
And we will see them later.
Yes, that's right. We're doing their very next match on here, on table 2, the mixed doubles quarterfinals. Do stay with us for that. Oh,
good one
fabulous.
Again. Like spin and no spin service usually is not that easy. This so-called straight service to return with his backhand reverse flick. But again, Wong Chun Ting did that, and not even cross-court. He did it again down the line, which surprised Paul DRINKHALL a lot.
DRINKHALL's doing well when he can just mix the play and catch him out, as you said, going long line down to his forehand, keeping him off balance. Because as you say, you feel he's looking for the backhand more often than not.
And it's here you have to move Wong Chun Ting out of the backhand part. The backhand part he's controlling very well with backhand also, and he's able to step around, executing very strong forehand topspin from backhand side. But the classic tactic is make him move into the big, deep forehand. And that's what Paul DRINKHALL is trying. But he's really so much trouble in receiving this slightly upspin service. It's a little bit also from the from the style Wang Hao is doing this forehand service. All will still remember doing this forehand service from the middle. That's Wang Hao style. And Wong Chun Ting is trying to build up the same.
Great serve from DRINKHALL there. Be desperate to do the same here in his attempt to draw level in this very close contest. A change of decision from DRINKHALL, but he came good in the end.
Yeah, because the topspin he was playing was a little bit more spinny than Wong Chun Ting was expecting. The ball stayed low, and Paul DRINKHALL did the right placement. Move him in middle and forehand side. So far, Wong Chun Ting is controlling everything from his backhand half, but from forehand side, he was missing some, let's call them, easy shots.
But you do get the sensation that Dong is playing kind of watchfully within himself a little more. Now, can the English player snatch this game and draw level?
Two different games totally in that one. Every game was stolen at the end. Let's see if Paul DRINKHALL managed to do that. And he missed one forehand again. So like Paul DRINKHALL stole the second after he let Wong Chun Ting steal the first. So that evens out at 1-1.
Yeah. A really canny play from the English player here. He mixes in some really good short table tennis and then some deep as well. And as you say, 2 forehand errors draw us level. We've got a real good match on our hands, I feel, here now in this men's second round encounter. Stay with us. So, Wong Chung Ting to serve at the start of the third game. A game apiece here in this men's second round singles.
And we'll see if the tactique of Paul DRINKHALL will keep working. Main thing is move Wong Chung Ting to the deep forehand. And to my point of view, woof, good rally there. And this time Wong Chung Ting had a little bit more time when he moved to the deep forehand, was coming to this topspin rally and winning this point. And Wong Chung Ting on the other side has to really rely on this backhand flick and make Paul DRINKHALL move first time to the deep forehand. And if he's playing short, has to be short, not dropping out half long.
DRINKHALL well played, giving his opponent no angle, straight down the middle. Very alert with the follow-up as well. It's really nip and tuck the whole way, this one. Not much between them at all. Good play, forehand down the line.
Yeah. And this time we see also the difference in timing. Sometimes there's no need to rush when you start spinning the board. And Paul DRINKHALL, who has good control, but he's not coming directly for the counter topspin, also gives Wong Chung Ting the time. So he was really building up when at the end winning with the forehand topspin.
Exact scoreboard parity then. Game all, 3-all. Deadlock again. It's interesting because Liam Pitchford had, as we said earlier, scalped Diego Apollonia 4-2 in his match. And he's through to the round of 32. So will DRINKHALL gain some sort of inspiration from that win from his compatriot?
This time he was ready. One more time about tactically wise. What Wong Chung Ting has to think about, whenever he's using this backhand, it's always a flick that it's coming. There was never one drop shot or one short ball. And now Paul was ready for this ball. Yeah, just like stepping back. It was a chance for Paul DRINKHALL. He already had him in position. Should have tried to change earlier down the line. But one more time to come back to this tactique. At this moment, the drop shots with forehand of Wong Chung Ting are always getting half long, giving Paul DRINKHALL a chance to start with a spinny topspin. And the backhand is always with flick, and there Paul DRINKHALL is ready, or has to be ready.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good forehand receive from DRINKHALL. Good forehand flick, but Wong onto it in a flash.
This is what these players are really ready for. He's producing
it's
this
a set play
upspin.
that he's looking for.
Exactly. Upspin to the forehand, giving him, come on, you get me this flick, but give me this flick into my deep forehand.
Incredible dynamic athleticism from both. But in the end, DRINKHALL just spilling along with the last backhand. Terrific contest.
Very good. Very long the ball. It's simply a bit too long. Maybe he should have just gone for the risk and turning around, playing forehand from backhand one more time, even though the table would have been open then. Very, very close match between them. Not a big difference.
Just getting lucky with the net cord there, Wong Chung Ting.
So it was a good idea of Paul DRINKHALL. We've mentioned that before, when somebody start to go too much for this reverse backhand, just sometimes try to serve half long.
Well, interesting there how he sort of served half long into the backhand side, the dangerous receive side of Wong, and he came out smelling of roses, DRINKHALL. Yeah. That'll encourage him, because he has been serving more to the forehand, as you were alluding to, Richard.
And he was also trying to change his last service a little bit, trying to go for the reverse. Also, I'm not sure that's his favorite service. Looked a little bit lucky. A little bit of an easy miss, I felt. But if Wong Chun-Ting is missing, then he's missing from the 4.5. And Paul DRINKHALL still keeps up 6-8 and own service.
Just snatching at that one, Wong.
And whenever Paul DRINKHALL has the chance, he's moving Wong Chun-Ting with his backhand down the line. This time he was ready, so very, very fast. This game is twisting and turning. 8-8.
Wong pegged back to scoreboard symmetry yet again. There's really not much between them. Both very canny tacticians and both executing well as well. It's a good match.
So good return, really good, just like nearly a drop shot, like a short flick, because he felt the ball had upspin. And then he was simply a bit too far away to follow with a good forehand topspin. We don't see the top rallies here, but it's a rather interesting match because like everyone has so much troubles in receiving the service. Everyone, you had the feeling at 7-4 is really producing a bigger lead, and then suddenly always it's ending up at 10-10, 9-9, 8-8. Still very, very close.
2 game points then for Wong for a 2-1 lead.
And that will hurt. His service mistake at 8-10, knowing that usually he was winning quite some of his service after all.
So it is the man from Hong Kong, the 16th seed, who goes in the lead here, 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, he's not missing that. He's also not. It's a safe ball. It's a safe ball. It's on my middle backhand. I just got to. Let's take that. Yeah, find the time so you can work that ball. No worries. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Just some words of wisdom then from Alan Cook to Paul DRINKHALL. Is it going to make a difference here? Only time will tell.
Alan Cook, long-time international player for England on the side of Paul DRINKHALL. On Wong Chun-Ting's side, it's Gao Lidze, who won 2004 in doubles in Athens, the silver medal. Good player.
Good memory.
Also penhold player and very, very good in short. So probably the mentor of Wong Chun-Ting.
So into the 4th game in this second round contest, the men's singles. DRINKHALL trailing 1-2.
Good with backhand there. I thought Paul DRINKHALL had the chance to accelerate himself, but Wong Chun-Ting just simply too stable. I think he should keep going to go for the backhand down the line or in the middle. Yeah, that was the one. Good flick, good placement.
Right idea, didn't find the table though. The backhand down the line was a good choice.
Yeah.
He has power, DRINKHALL, plenty of it, but it's just got to be controlled.
Definitely, you get one very, very important point. Sometimes he's just like a little bit overload, a little bit overpowered.
He's a strong unit. He's very well built.
Good
Wong,
one.
slightly more lithe, isn't he, Wong, and a very good athlete as well.
But again, Paul DRINKHALL was coming back after his own service, again choosing the long service, because Wong Chung Ting at this moment, he's not stepping around, relying on his strong reverse backhand. Good counter topspin there. A little bit touching the net, but I think placement was right. But there's really not much air between them, right?
No, there really isn't, you're right. Locked at 4-all in this game, as we have been in the 3 others that have already been played. It's been nip and tuck the whole way.
The question is if Paul DRINKHALL, once he sees that Wong Chung Ting is ready for this backhand flip, is really able to answer this backhand flip by moving Wong Chung Ting a bit more to the middle, not only getting the ball fast back in backhand. Because that's where Wong Chung Ting is really waiting after his backhand reverse. He's waiting to follow the ball with his own backhand. See, this combination was different. After the forehand return, he's not that fast back. Yeah.
Hand aloft as DRINKHALL hears the net.
So much about service, return, one ball. We don't see, we've mentioned that, we will not see long rallies between these two.
Good short play from the English player.
And smart, not only like short, but like a short flip. We don't see that too often. Usually if you go for the flick, doesn't matter, forehand flick or backhand reverse, you just get a little bit more power from the opponent. This time, Paul DRINKHALL was just choosing a little bit shorter flick, and Wong Chung Ting was not ready for that. He was expecting the powerful, fast flick to the middle.
It's been a real game of cat and mouse tactically, this one. A lot of variety in the set plays.
And this time again, Wong Chung Ting, after the good backhand, he was stepping around. Also, I believe one more time, not too bad with this service long into the backhand.
Oh.
I mean, Wong Chung Ting won this point when Paul DRINKHALL is a little bit at the barriers, but you feel Wong Chung Ting is not too safe against these lobbing balls. He really has to struggle. But it's evened out again, 7-7.
Still anyone's game at this stage. DRINKHALL really backing away from the table on the last 2 points then, perhaps being a little too passive.
And he's calling the timeout after a very, very good service variation from Wong Chung Ting. He started really to serve, as we mentioned, Wang Hao style before, from forehand side in order to change the placement of his own service. And that surprised Paul DRINKHALL again. And again, the service was made short into the forehand of Paul DRINKHALL. Let's listen to Aaron Cook. So crucial, this point now. And this game also for Paul DRINKHALL, once Wong Chung-Ting is up 3-1, he might get really lifted by the score. Also, we remember the last time they met each other, it was a 4-3, very close.
That's right, back in March of this year, German Open, round of 32, very close. So Wong, 2-1 up, leading by a point in this game as well.
And again,
one serve left.
Service from forehand side, you see. And
Good acceleration off the backhand from DRINKHALL, and a timely one as that.
When he just needed the fast backhand, this time it was there. So 8-8, own service.
Two good points from the Englishman.
Yeah, and he was there. You know, one of the characteristic points Paul DRINKHALL is playing very, very well, that he's able to take nearly all the balls off the bounce. Also, this flick to the forehand was not too bad, but Paul DRINKHALL was there so early that Wong Chung-Ting was really surprised by the fast topspin coming back.
Let's service.
Struggling with the service. Remember, he finished the last game with a service mistake, Paul DRINKHALL.
9-all we go. Every game keenly contested. But now, again, we go to the business end of game 4. And you feel, as you said, Richard, so aptly, it's a must-win game for DRINKHALL, really, psychologically.
Yeah. And now let's wait which service variation Wong Chung-Ting is going for. Again from the forehand side.
Yeah, he got the pop-up receive from DRINKHALL.
Yep.
Easy pickings. Again, that's an area, as you kept on saying, just DRINKHALL struggling with the variety from the pen holder on serve.
If you're not sure about the receive, just go for the long receive, because guessing and playing short, that's usually the worst. What a rally at 10-9, and it was so much that you could see Wong Chung-Ting is struggling with this high ball, giving Paul DRINKHALL the chance to come back. We will see here in slow motion, you see spin, spin after that, a little bit easier top spin, and then nearly around the net with the backhand. Nice rally there, and then a little bit of loss of body balance.
That's what it meant to him, the 3-1 lead, a roar from Wong Chung-Ting as the Hong Kongese goes up 3-1. Now, what can DRINKHALL and Cook conjure in terms of tactics for this 4th upcoming game?
I think the main thing from service return, what Paul maybe has to change, he has to find a way into the short against the service upspin from Wong Chung-Ting into his short forehand, trying to avoid too much short. That's the main thing. That's you have to feel.
Well, he's shown such good energy and aptitude and in attitude as well, has DRINKHALL, all throughout this evening's contest. But those big points just evading him too often tonight. Wong Chung-Ting with the advantage, serving now at the start of the 5th game, 3-1 up in this men's 2nd round encounter. You're in the company of Paul Hand and Richard Prowse, enjoying this match.
And it's so close. I think even 3-1 up, Paul DRINKHALL has also all the possibilities to come back, because all the 4 games have been really not more than 2 points difference each. good service there and troubles in reading it right. Just like simply he was a bit too far away, even surprised by the bit poor return of Wong Chun Ting.
Again, 2 quality receives from Wong. And now service over, and you kind of get anxious when DRINKHALL's returning a little against this man, because he has served so effectively and so varied. And following it up very, very well as well.
I mean, he was just like not putting the ball short, avoiding this high return, but this flick was exactly the flick that Wong Chun Ting was expecting. If he could follow with a good forehand topspin. And again, the troubles with receiving. Directly the mistake. That's simply too much. This is something he has to solve soon.
Yeah, and that's 4 in a row. DRINKHALL was 2-love up in this game. 4 points in a row, 2 off of his own serve. And, well, can he draw it back? Does he have the energy and the mental resource to pull this around?
Oh, a little bit of luck there. Paul DRINKHALL was able to just put the ball, but everything went in favor there for Wong Chun Ting. (3-1, 5-2). That's the lead, I would call that.
Yep, he's got a cushion now to work with, has Wong Chun Ting. How does he run with a lead? Good play from DRINKHALL.
Yeah, and this time he was there waiting for this short receive with the forehand side, putting the hand good up in order to execute a very fast forehand topspin. And he's coming back. The Englishman is still fighting against Hong Kong Wong Chun Ting. And again, Wong Chun Ting is missing the ball from the forehand half. That's something Paul DRINKHALL needs to put in his mind. Make him miss from the forehand half, play service return through the forehand. Then he has a chance to catch up again. After 2-5 down, 5-5 now. And own service for Paul DRINKHALL. Maybe this is a chance again. He needs this game desperately.
Yes.
That was a bad miss, I would call that, because this first topspin was nicely done, quite fast, and Wong Chun Ting was simply just put the ball back, and Paul DRINKHALL was too much on his left leg and was not ready to come back fast enough.
Suddenly now you get the sensation that Wong Chun Ting is getting good at getting runs of 2 points at a time.
And especially against the service of
Yes.
Paul DRINKHALL,
Yes,
which
quite.
surprised me more and more. He's finding a solution now that Paul DRINKHALL is still looking for.
Absolutely well worded, and he's creating a lot of scoreboard pressure on DRINKHALL in doing so. But we know DRINKHALL's a scrapper. Can he turn this game around somehow? Tough serve, right to the end of the table.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he wanted it that way. I think it just drifted out half long, and Paul DRINKHALL was not also expecting it half long. Then he took the decision quite late, and he missed it.
Aided by that minor lapse and a swing and a miss from Wong. Can DRINKHALL build from here?
Now
or is his day done?
And now he's his own service. Usually, last time Paul DRINKHALL was serving, Wong Chun Ting found a solution 2 times. And now Paul DRINKHALL has to avoid this in order to stay in the game.
Well, that was a huge point. You see what it meant to him with the roar of approval afterwards.
And the first time ever in this match, Wong Chun Ting was using the forehand flick. Usually all the time was forehand short, was backhand flick. Now the first time he was coming with a forehand flick.
Well, he's acquitted himself well out here, Drinkhall. Just a little bit too errant on return of serve. And Won Chung-ting now with 4 match points for a place in round 3. And again, he increases the head-to-head tally in his favour now to 2-0. He won in the German Open in March of this year, 4 games to 3, but he's just beaten Paul Drinkhall 4 games to 1. Scoreboard not really indicating just how close this match was. It was a terrific one to watch, and your sympathies go out to Paul Drinkhall, who